Are you serious? Are you serious? We got word on the street coming in, information. We just found out, of course, that Senator Lindsey Graham did discuss military options about Venezuela with President Donald Trump. We'll share more of that information in today's live broadcast at 12 noon Eastern. But just now, coming over the wire, now we understand. President, or I don't know who's president. If you ask Trump, it's Juan Guaido. If you ask Putin, it's Nicolas Maduro. But both of these guys are now scrambling to control Venezuela's army. Here's the information just coming in. Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, just told the United Nations Security Council over the weekend that the world must pick sides in Venezuela. But ultimately, the country's military will have the final say. It's always the military. They'll have the final say over whether Maduro manages to cling to power. Sylvia also branded a traitor by the Venezuelan military police, while Guaido welcomed him to the opposition. Sylvia is the colonel who defected. Colonel Jose Luis Silva told the Venezuelan newspapers in a telephone interview from Washington, D.C., as the Venezuelan defense attaché in the United States, I do not recognize Mr. Nicolas Maduro as the president of Venezuela. Colonel Sylvia then stated, my message to all armed forces members, to everyone that carries a gun, is to please let's not attack the people. We are also part of the people, and we've had enough of supporting a government that has betrayed the most basic principles and sold itself to other countries. Now, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told the United Nations Security Council that everybody's got to pick a side. Everybody's got to make a decision. And Pompeo went on to say he tried to convince the military to abandon Maduro. The Financial Times reports the supporters of Guaido have been handing out copies of an amnesty bill to members of the military, promising to absolve them of any crimes short of crimes against humanity, dating back to his supporters that have been handing out these copies. Okay, here's the deal. Now, while some 24 countries, including most of Latin America, have recognized Guaido as the country's legitimate ruler, many others have continued to back Maduro. And more importantly, the country's military has fallen in line behind Maduro, who is in a speech on Sunday accused the empire, meaning the United States, of intervening to try and topple his regime. Though it enjoys a degree of foreign support, the machine of the state, including not just the army, but also the country's courts, have remained firmly on the side of Maduro. But the amnesty campaign is the most comprehensive effort yet to win over the military. But we understand now that Juan Guaido, has received funds to help him start paying military personnel if they want to join him. So if the cash is shifting, if Maduro can't get the $1.2 billion that's in the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom's not going to let him have it, and if the military can get paid under the new president, Juan Guaido, then there's going to be a change, guys. They're going to shift. And already Colonel Silva has already defected and is calling for the rest of the military to defect as well from Maduro and to join Juan Guaido. Okay? And so it's going to get ugly. It's going to get real ugly. There's a power struggle going on. The United States is certainly behind Juan Guaido. Not just the United States, but so is Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu. So is the entire European Union. So is all of Latin America and Central America except Bolivia and Mexico. Mexico wants to remain neutral, so does Cuba. But United States, Canada, all of Europe. Okay, so, but Maduro's got Russia and China on his side, but he owes both those countries billions of dollars and has no way to pay for it. But Venezuela's rich with oil, rich with gold mines, and rich with diamond mines. So there's a lot on the table here, guys, a lot on the table. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. And don't miss today's live broadcast at 12 noon Eastern. We have got 25 current events we must discuss. The world is now accelerating toward the finish line of the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're living in the last days.